Welcome to Step 6, Formatting. In this lesson, we'll be focusing on tags and attributes that change the format of the page. Let's introduce the background color attribute. The background color attribute goes with the body tag here. So let's type it. BG_color equals, let's do red. That's the # FF0000 and quotation marks. Save it and refresh. You can see we have a background color of bright red. Let's change it one more time. It's a little bit hard on the eyes. Let's change it to gray. Alright, I've changed that code. We're going to save it and refresh. We have a nice background that's just a colored gray. Now the next tags I'm going to introduce to you are header tags. Now there's 6 header tags. A header tag is like a heading in an article. I'm going to do all of them so you can see what they all look like. Okay, if you can type this with me or however you're doing it, make sure you practice these. H1, I love making websites. H1. Now we don't have to put a break because this is a formatting tag, and so it will automatically put a certain break. I'm going to copy this and paste it 5 more times. Now H1 is the biggest, and H2 is smaller, H3 is even smaller, and it keeps going on to H6. Now these are great to have to separate something or create a heading in an article you're doing. Alright, so I saved it, and let's refresh. As you can see there, it goes from biggest to smallest. And those are your header tags. It's kind of an older tag, but still very useful and a needed tool. Now I love definitely making websites, and I'm definitely glad that I can be here to teach you. Now let's introduce some other tags or attributes. It's called the align attribute. This goes with the header tags. It's great because it helps you align where it goes. As you can see here, they're all on the left side. I'm going to come in here and do a quick example. Align equals left. Okay, and we'll do a few of them. Align, let's do equals center. And the third one, let's make it right. Now, I imagine you already understand what this does. But we'll just give you an example anyway. Save and refresh. It aligns your header either left, center, or right. This definitely comes in handy with what you're doing so you can format it the way you want it to. Now a quicker way to make something centered is to just do the center tag. This is an all-inclusive tag. Let's do center and center. We'll probably want to pull these ones out of here, so I'm going to delete those. But it's going to center everything that's between it. Alright, we're going to save it and refresh it. Now see how it automatically made everything center. So if you want to make a whole group of things centered, that's an easy way to do it. Definitely a tool that you need to have. Now I'm going to introduce to you the paragraph tag. The paragraph tag is used more or less. The paragraph tag is just used to group things, to create paragraphs, to control the formatting, just group the sentences. So if you want to make a certain paragraph, for example, let's delete that under I love making websites. What should we write? I love making websites because they help me make money. There we go. So that is our paragraph. Now it needs to end as well with the ending tag. We're going to save that, and you can see it goes right under here. Now because it's under the center tag, it is also centered. Those come in handy as well. The divide tag is kind of the same thing. The divide tag, it defines a division or a section in an HTML document. It helps. It's often used to group block elements to to format them with styles, certain styles. Let's just do that real quick. Divide tag, we'll do the same thing. I love making websites because they help me make money. That is definitely true about websites. Okay, save it. And you see we came up the same thing. I added an extra bracket, which definitely does not help. Let's save it again. And there we go. Okay, now let's deal with the pre-tag. You may like this one a lot more than any others. Now I'm going to do a quick example, and let's see if you get it without me really explaining it to you. I love making websites because they help me make money. I love learning because knowledge is power. Okay, now we're going to end the pre-tag. We're going to save it, and I'll show you what happens. Do you see here how they're separate? Now I didn't put a break tag in here. What a pre-tag does is it defines pre-formatted text. Basically, with this tag, you don't have to add the break tags or any other formatting tags. When you press the return key, then you have just created a new line without needing to use a separate tag. So this may come in handy for people who don't want to put the break tags in. It's definitely a great tool to have, and I'm glad I could teach that to you. Now, the next tag is called the comment tag. This one is definitely helpful. It hides anything that you put in there from your visitor's view. So if you want to put a note in there to yourself or to section off certain parts of your web page so you can find it quickly. Let's do that real quick. Look here to place an ad. You want to remember to place an ad right there. So here is the starter tag of it, and here is the ending tag. Now I'm going to push save and review, but you're still not going to see anything because it's hidden, even though it's viewed or seen in your original document. That one definitely comes in handy. Let's introduce the HR tag. Now the HR tag, what it does is it divides a page. It divides a page with a horizontal line. It's commonly used to separate content in an HTML document. Now there are definitely a few attributes and values with the HR tag. For example, some of the attributes are align, no shade, size, and width. Let's give you some examples of width first. Now we're going to make the width 25%. And I'll do a few of these just so you know. Let's do the width at 50% and one more at 100%. Okay, I'm going to save it and you're going to see what we get. Okay, you see these lines. They divide the section. One has 25% of the screen, the other has 50%, and the last 100%. Now we're going to change that even more. There's, like I said, there's more attributes that you can add to that. We're going to align them left. Just like we did with the H or the header tags, we can also align these. So align left. Let's do the 50% one. Let's do that one as center. And then this one really doesn't matter because it's taking 100% of the screen anyway. So let's save it, refresh, and there we go. Left, center, and the whole screen. Okay, now there's another good attribute for the HR tag that we need to discuss. It's size. If you want a bigger line, then use a bigger size. So size equals, Now this is in pixels, so it's a little different than the 1 through 6 or 7. Let's do 10. Oops. Okay, and then on the center one, let's make it a little bigger. Let's do 50. Okay, we're going to save that, and you're going to see what happens. Now you see here it becomes bigger in a box. Now it's not very bold because it has a shade. So let's add a no shade to it. Okay, now we got the no shade in there. There we go. Now you see the shade. And it's definitely bolder, and it definitely divides that page and the content a whole lot more. Thanks for attending this lesson, and we'll see you on the next lesson.